Oh boy. It looks like it looks like everything is in order. Everything's functioning. I don't know when people will come though. I have no idea. I have no idea when anyone is going to come to the stream. But I'm stuck here nonetheless with you. I start these live streams saying a lot of the same things. Like, I think there's been like four different live streams where I just talk about how difficult it is to begin them without people talking in the chat because so much of the content that's made in these streams is derived from the people watching them. And so I just respond to what the chat says, and like the more the chat says, the more content there is. That's why I've been able to do like 7 hour streams and stuff. Like I used to do a lot of these really long streams really regularly. And the reason I could do that was because there was so much chat interaction. Um, but now I'm kind of it's one of those things where I have to I have to pad things out until more people come. But it's because I don't have my computer right now. I can't send it to people on Discord to let them know that I'm streaming, you know? So that's one of the things that makes it difficult, is because I kind of have to just like assume. Also, this is one thing that I've noticed. I've been getting more comments about how large my forehead is recently, and I don't really know how to respond to those comments because it's just how I've always looked. Like when I was like a baby, when I was a small infant, when I would try to crawl on the floor at the age other people would try to crawl, I wouldn't be able to. Um, I wouldn't be able to get up on the floor because my head would fall down as soon as I got down, because my head was so large. And so I've always just had kind of a large head. That's one of the reasons why I like having long hair. Is that if you have bangs, if you have bangs, you can cover the size of your head, and so I've never really liked having a large head per se. Also, Panya in the chat says hello, Star, hello there. But I just have one, so I don't know. I've never thought it was particularly a huge grievance. The reason I used to not like having one was because other people didn't like it. But nowadays, I find it very, very weird that as a public figure, I get, I still get comments. I still get comments of people telling me that my forehead is large. I feel like it's kind of like an easy criticism to make. Like when you can't criticize the videos, just criticize someone's appearance and everything will be fine. But I turned it into a meme in certain videos. Like I started saying, "Oh yeah, I'm 4th forehead man, back again. The only true reason I keep bangs, also hi there." um, when I don't understand why people like fixate on appearance so much on YouTube. Like I've kind of just embraced looking like a crazy person because just about everyone, IRL and otherwise, thinks that I look crazy. I kind of like that, to be honest. I kind of like looking insane. It's nice. Because first of all, it keeps normal fags away. And if you want to keep normal fags away, just look insane. Just look insane at them and it's going to work. You see? But if you want to attract other insane people, using your insanity as like a bait, like a fishing rod, can also be really good. And the only people I really like are other insane people. Um, so it works good as an appearance. Like I go outside looking like this, you get a lot of weird looks from people, and it's nice. It's nice to get weird looks from people. Now, certain people, you got like the incel community out there. They're all, they're always talking about how they look, and how unappealing they are to other groups of people. But I think the fact that you are unappealing to other groups of people is kind of like a badge of honor. Like, I tend to think about everything I do as my own personal aesthetic, the way that I look, the way that I talk, and so on. And I like the idea of that being more unique than other people. Like, I haven't really seen anyone else that looks like me. Maybe there are people that look like me. I haven't seen them. Um, and I see that as like a badge of honor. It's like this is my aesthetic, and that's what I'm going to be. And so I just think it's weird when there's so much emphasis on physical appearance on the internet. I got a haircut yesterday for the first time in a couple months. I look like some sort of K-drama villain before it. Like that's the kind of stuff that I really like. I really like the idea of looking like a scary individual, kind of like someone who people don't know what it is about you. Ooh, kind of weird. What I'm doing somersaults in my grave right now. This is me. Oh, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. What's going on in the chat? What do you have to say to me, you people? What do you people have to say to me? I don't have much. I do not. I recorded some video, or a little bit of video in public. Um, it was like a minute of video. I was sitting in a parking lot and I was just standing there complaining. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with footage. Sony Vegas stopped working on my. This looks like a PH stream. I don't know who PH is. That it's I recorded this video in public, and Sony Vegas stopped working. Pornhub, yes, that's pretty based. Pretty based. Gotta keep it real here. Um, and so uh, I Sony Vegas stopped working on my computer. I don't know if Windows had an update and that's what triggered it. Maybe they figured out I pirated my copy. I don't know. But regardless, I'm kind of stuck not being able to edit video right now because of that. I'm just gonna pirate another version of it. It's just that takes effort. So I'm gonna have to do it anyway because there's this Dead Dead Demons Dead Destruction video that I need to finish this month. So hopefully when that comes out, it'll be enjoyable. I'm still trying to learn how to edit manga clips and videos. It's hard. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. The other guy who looked kind of like me is the Kirito hair type who simultaneously has school shooter vibes and an Instagram fan page. Quite a paradoxical predicament. I agree. I love people like that though. Like, I love people who are just so like unanimously bizarre that they take two worlds and then combine them together. Like I feel like maybe I do that to an extent. I'm not sure. But it's funny. I've had several people IRL and online tell me that I have school shooter vibes. That is yet another badge of honor. Boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Do you guys know what room I'm in? I'm in a different house today. I'm in a different house today. We're at a hikikomori in the streets. A hiki in the streets. This is another thing about me. If you look closely at my eye, it's kind of dark around my eyes. Your sugar daddy's house. No. My eyes are kind of dark. Like when I look at you like this, it becomes more obvious. And obviously, when I go close up, is that this is not from lack of sleep. I actually slept a lot more today and yesterday. Like I slept a lot. but I just have really dark circles under my eyes. Um, so uh, that's a thing. But I got a new medication. I guess. Do I want to show that one? No, that's just pain medicine. What house is this? This is my mom's house. I got a new medication. I have to be careful to. Okay, let me just hide the number on it. Yeah, I got a new. What's the name? Yeah, here, I got a. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to cover the phone number so you. Uh, but yeah, this is the new. It's called Cyclobenzaprine. Cyclobenzaprine. That's what it's called. It's for my back. Um, yeah, that's a thing. And then I have this boring, very very boring ibuprofen. Back pain, because I'm an old man, and my back has been hurting. What's in here? It's an empty closet. But it's funny. One of the side effects on this back pain medication is that it causes confusion. Oh, confusion. Look at this. Look at it. This is funny. I like this. I could do this all day. I could just stare at it. It's kind of funny. But but yeah, my back um feels a bit better after taking that. Um it said it might cause muscle spasms, but I haven't gotten any yet. So I guess that's a good thing. Unlimited MedWorks. Huh. I haven't watched enough Fate. Do you guys like the Fate franchise? Hmm. I don't like the Fate franchise too much. Then again, I only tried to watch like the HBO version of Fate. The is it Fate Zero? The one with the really expensive looking animation. That was the only one I watched. And so um, I have no strong opinions one way or the other. Neutral response. I love Fate for memes only. Yeah, no, the memes from Fate seem pretty based. I think they're pretty based. Um, I haven't I haven't watched. I want to watch all of the Fate series. I think. No, there was this interesting OVA that Digi and May watched. That like looked like a Shinbo show. I think it was actually Shaft that did it. It was this Fate, like this random one-off Fate OVA that had like 4 episodes, and it looked like really aesthetically cool. I could care less about the storyline of Fate. Maybe I'll understand it if I watch all the shows, probably not. But I just really want to watch all of the Fate shows to say that I did it. And I don't really have the same kind of anime masochism that I used to have, in the summer of 2018. Well, that's not true. I watched good shows back to back in the summer. But before that, if you go back to 2017, I pretty regularly watched shows that I didn't like just for the sake of it. And I can't really do that anymore because maybe my attention span has been drained so heavily by the internet. Um, so I don't know. Also, C, could you post this stream in the Denpa server so Red can know that I'm streaming because he wants me to send him links to the live streams when I start doing them, but I just I can't do it because I only have my phone. I used to be like that, but now I can't waste time due to narcolepsy. Oh, you have narcolepsy, Hiki Chiba. I didn't know you had narcolepsy. That must be quite difficult to deal with. Um, I know that there's The only thing I know about narcolepsy is that my grandpa had it, but he took medicine for it, if I recall correctly. So I don't really know what narcolepsy is truly like. I was never with him. He had accidentally fell asleep. But it seems like a truly interesting disorder to possess. Certainly one that I sometimes like. Do you ever have those feelings, and maybe this is like a romanticization thing that people have, but do you ever have those feelings that there are like certain disorders that like you would kind of be fine, you would kind of, I sent it senpai, but Red's offline at the moment. All right, okay. I mean, Red is always online, or offline, I mean. Just because he does that, he likes to keep his Discord profile always offline. I'm kind of the same, but what I do is do not disturb instead. Um, Denpa auto corrected to senpai. Um, uh, oh boy. Okay. Um, but like I feel like sometimes I think like having narcolepsy wouldn't be so bad because I would get to sleep easier, and maybe this is just envy on my part because I have basically the opposite kind of disorder that makes it really hard for me to sleep. So I don't know, maybe I look at narcoleptic people and the reason why I feel envy is because they can actually get to bed whereas I can't. Um, it's interesting. I used to sleep 16 hours a day. I was so depressed that I slept 16 hours a day, but one of the things I did was, in order to induce that sleep, was I had these anxiety pills. And what I did was I would take so many of them, I'd fill my hand with them. And I'd throw them down my throat and drink up, and then I would go to sleep for like 16 hours a day. And probably a terrible decision. First of all, it's bad for your probably your health and your liver and stuff to do that. But second of all, um, I I think it got harder for me to sleep after doing that because if you take any medicine while your brain is developing, it's gonna have some kind of effect on how your brain develops. And so maybe like taking all those sleeping pills, and all those anxiety meds and stuff like more than I was supposed to take to get to sleep when I was really depressed, had a negative effect where I've always had this problem where I have a lot of trouble sleeping, but maybe it got worse because of that. Like just the other day, I was awake for 4 days straight, and the only time in which I got sleep in between that point was for 2 hours. Imagine that. And this is on days off. I didn't have to go to school or anything. Um, and so I'm really hoping, I'm really hoping I'm not gonna have to go to school next week. I'm gonna have to go Monday so I can talk to the school administrator, but I'm really, really hoping that I don't have to go back. Um, so I might. You see, I wish I had the ability to live stream. I wish I had the ability to live stream outside. But I'm not like Daniel Lord hiding in my room where what he has is he has the phone data. So on his data he's able to um, stream wherever he wants because of that. I don't have any data on my phone so I can't stream outside. But I would like to do like a night walk stream at some point. Maybe like when I live out on my own or if I ever get a new phone. Um, TFW, you're wage cocking right now. Oh no. What's your job, Panya? Um, I wouldn't take prescribed meds even if I could afford them. They're overpriced and wouldn't help in the long term, would do more damage if I got addicted. Just embrace sleeping, as annoying as it is. Yeah, I don't know enough about narcolepsy meds to know how all of that works. I think they give you stimulants for that, right? Like stimulants, like what people take for ADHD, like Adderall and stuff. I think that's what they give you. That doesn't seem like it would work very well. That just seems like it would make it harder to sleep, right? Like when you're actually supposed to go to sleep, that'd probably make it harder. Um, Oh God, I work at McDonald's. That's like the meme. That's literally the meme. That's terrible. Oh no, I feel bad for Pana in the chat. Um, to working at McDonald's. That is a sin. Typical way, stereotypical wagey job. It really is. Like it's like all of the memes, all of them use damn, I was forced to work at Pepe Hut last week. That's terrible. Like all of the memes tend to tend to have McDonald's in them or some kind of fast food joint because like fast food like canonically is just this place where people go to work that they get paid like an absurdly low amount, but they have to get so stressed and work so hard because you have all of these orders that you have to fulfill. You know, you have you have all these people coming back and forth at you at once, and so because of that, you're very stressed. You know, high energy stress because there's all these little things you have to pay attention to at once, especially in the it all overthrow capitalism just for you present wage cucks. That's pretty based. Um, I'm gonna be working at Starbucks soon. Oh no. But they deemed me too much of a zombie to get a position, thankfully. That is really good. Did your mom force you to go? Um, I don't know what country Hibi Chica is in. I know he lives near Israel. The only thing I know about Hiki Chipa, so I'm assuming he's in a Middle Eastern country of some kind. Yeah, parents pressured me. Oh no. Dude, yeah, so if you're stuck in a Middle Eastern country, you probably couldn't get welfare. You got me again. They don't like this. They don't like this dissident discussion on the on the topic of the Middle East. It's fun. As soon as I say Middle East, the internet cuts out or the phone cuts out. Hmm. Hmm. Really makes you want to think. It really makes you think. Wow, I thought my internet cut off. It's because you're in the Middle East. It's the government trying to stop you. They're trying to take you down, boy. Yeah, this is something that happens on all of my streams. Patamia in the chat says Middle East. Say it and it will. But like this is something that happens on all my streams is that YouTube will just randomly cut out. I don't know if it's because the phone gets too hot or what, but it happens pretty regularly that the phone just cuts out. So I'm kind of stuck in like a semi-stasis many times where YouTube people are just fucking with me. They're just fucking me over, and I don't like it. I don't I don't quite like how they do things. But it's interesting, right? I want to try and find alternative camera angles in this room because there's fuck Susan, I agree. But there's this right here where oh, it's not really working properly. I'm trying to like place the camera on top of my I don't even know if I should be standing in this air mattress. I'm trying to place it on top. Yeah, on top of this, but it doesn't really work very well. You see, if I had like if I had like an actual gorilla pod, then I would then what I would do is use it properly. Well, my break is over. Back to work. Oh no. Goodbye, Pana. This new room looks quite based in Kino. Take care, Pana. Bye bye. Yeah, it's not a new room. This is just the room in my mom's house. So I'm kind of it's pretty empty. Like going around in here. Maybe I can switch camera angles. Yeah, this room is pretty empty by and large. Like you walk around and there's just not much here. Like my other room has a lot of expression in it. Like if you walk around my room, in the other house, you can find all kinds of stuff, but now, now it's just kind of like empty. Um, I don't like the white paint. I don't like how white the paint is. The paint's too white. Look at this, they got paint on the window. I could probably open the window if I wanted to, but I don't want to let the heat escape because heating is expensive around here. So, this is the room. Also, this is the light. Yeah, for other people who joined the chat, I got this, let me cover the phone number and stuff. I got this, I got this new medicine for back pain, and it's working pretty well so far. Like, I haven't gotten very much back pain, and so, um, I think it's doing its job. I mean, I'm walking right now, so I don't have as much back pain as I used to have, so that's good. Can I place it here? I think I can place it here. Oh, I think Red is asleep. Yeah, I think Red is asleep. I don't want to place it there. Hmm. So how is everyone doing today in the world, in their existence? You know, I'm thinking when I get an actual GorillaPod, what I should do is try and find weird camera angles in here that I can use. There isn't much of anything in here. Like, I want to try and make the room more comfy. Like, I couldn't afford it, but I want to put like a little TV in here and maybe take like, if I have two of one game console, like I have two Sega Genesises, because one of them I got for free. Um, I could just like put it in this house, and if I wanted to come over to this house and play Sega Genesis, I could, or something like that. I need a PS2 everywhere I go. Get a cheap black and white laser printer, print vector art out on 4A paper. Oh, cool. I've never considered doing that. That's a good idea. But, what is it called again? Black and white laser printer. Have you seen Zen Huxtable's vids? Of course I've seen Zen Huxtable. And Digi constantly shills Zen Huxtable. Um, I think I found his videos before that actually because I would always get recommended them because I watched a lot of videos about cartoons back then. And actually, no, I was subscribed even before that. I subscribed to Zen Huxtable when he was at like 300 subs, when he had like barely any videos on his channel. I forget exactly how I found them, but yeah, so I was there from pretty much the beginning. I did a pretty similar thing with like Mumkey. Like when Mumkey was at like 1,000 subs, I subscribed to him. Kind of amazing to think of where Mumkey was and where he is now, because I subscribed to him so early. Um, but uh, yeah, and I watched every video as they came out too. Yeah, Zen Huxtable is kind of cool. I like his editing style. He has a really unique editing style. Um, he talks about a lot of topics that are pretty unusual in the YouTube space. Like it feels like he always has a unique spin on something that he's taking. And so I really like his videos because of that. Um, they're nice. Nice videos. I'm actually running out of stuff to say, but I never like doing live streams that are less than an hour. Reminds me of that Rika dude from the description. Are you talking about Mr. Cynical? Um, Mr. Cynical's weird because all of his videos feel like slideshows. Um, it's weird. Like watching his YouTube videos feels like I'm watching through like a painstakingly boring slideshow that just forces you through it. Oh yes, I am here to talk about the Star Wars themes in philosophy of that's how his videos feel. Like he takes so long to make a point, and his editing feels like a fucking slideshow. But he likes that his editing feels like a slideshow. Like he wants his videos to be as dry as humanly possible because, and he's gone on to say this, is that he doesn't like the idea of having a personality because he wants his videos to be full ideas that stand on their own. That's why he doesn't have a name on his YouTube channel either. The problem with this, however, is people create identities and personalities, cults surrounding you inherently. Like the fact that you make videos means that you have an identity. Even if you don't put a name in your channel, even if you don't put a name on your channel, then that in and of itself is a name that people ascribe you to. There's no name on there, but people associate you as blank space. Your identity is that you're a blank space on a thing. If you don't talk super expressive and have a personality in your videos, your personality is now that you're milquetoast and dry. Like people are always going to put an identity and a brand around you and your content, regardless of if you try to do it or not. The fact that you're on YouTube and have a YouTube channel is enough. If you were posting all of these videos as like walls of text on 4chan, that would be very different because on 4chan, everyone is the same. Absolutely everyone. But on YouTube, in the very way that YouTube is designed, it's designed to form personalities around you, that to have people connect an idea of who you are back through every single video. His writing style is concurrent. It's the same each time. And that in and of itself is identity. And so I don't know why he tries so hard to make every little thing have as little personality about it as possible when that's not going to do anything, you know? And I had a friend like 2 years ago who BTFO'd Mr. Cynical on this topic, and I remember Mr. Cynical like audibly gasping after the debate was over, and he realized that he was wrong, and it was so satisfying to watch him finally admit on one thing that he was wrong. But then in a couple days, he just reverted back to his old opinion. It was really funny. Um, I tried watching his Evangelion vid and was amazed when I found out I was only 8 minutes in. Yeah, I don't know if you were amazed by how good it was or amazed by how long it felt to watch. I'm not really sure what you meant. Um, he himself shouldn't have an avatar either because that too attributes to his branding identity. Yeah, exactly. People just associate him with Rika. I I just watched this new animated Netflix movie called Claws, the animation. The animation is amazing. The rest isn't very good, 7 out of 10. I'm amazed by how long it felt. Yeah, yeah, no, I know that feel. I'm seeing a trend of great animated movies that have very weak scripts, like Spider-Verse, for example. I thought the script in Spider-Verse was great. Like, oh, the jokes were hilarious. The pacing was really good. All the characters had really good personalities. Like their personalities worked well together. Um, the characterization was really good. I didn't think that Spider-Verse had a bad script. I thought it was good. Um, like I thought that was one of the best parts of the movie. I don't understand how you could think it had a bad script. Like the jokes flowed really well. Then again, I saw it in the theater. So maybe because I saw it in the theater, I had a more enhanced experience. I don't know. I'm gonna lay back on the bed. This is a strange angle to see Star from. I don't usually lay down like this. On video, at least. Wait. I killed the jokes by structurally... I killed the jokes. Or I liked the jokes, but structurally it felt like a weak to me. But structurally it felt weak to me. I don't know. I didn't feel that way at all. I liked the script in the movie. Into the joke verse, yes. I have to shave again. I hate the fact that I have to shave. You know, like I wish I just didn't have to shave. Like I could just get rid of all my facial hair at once. As soon as I shave in a couple days, it starts to come back. I wish I could just get rid of all of it at one time. You know, back in the day when I would do live streams, um, doing them at like 2 or 1 a.m. was always the most optimal time for me. But now, I've noticed because I get a lot more normies on my channel. Recording live streams at like 7 p.m. is usually better because people are coming home from work, unless you have like a night job. Um, but I've been getting a lot of normies on my channel. Like a lot of comments I've been getting feel like they haven't seen any of my videos. Like people asking me to clarify stuff that I've said in like some of my most popular videos or some of my best videos. Or people just like, I don't know, I get these vibes from a lot of commenters lately, like they don't know who I am or they don't know what my channel is about. Like saying like basic stuff like, what the hell is a neat? And this kind of stuff. Um, so maybe I'm getting more normies on my channel, I'm not sure. Spider-Verse just felt like it went by a bit too fast, like the pacing was off. But I enjoyed the story. I thought the story was really good too. I actually liked how fast the movie went. Like to me, it felt like there was always and stuff going on, but maybe that's the Zoomer energy. I've noticed an influx of normies at the neat Russ Reddit too. Yeah, there's a lot of normies on the neat subreddit. Uh, hmm. It's interesting because a lot of the time I see Chad worshiping on the neat subreddit. Like there are people who like talk about like wanting to get muscles to get girls and stuff, and it's a pretty regular thing on the neat subreddit. And I feel like the Chad worshiping is just like permeating all of the little like neat hiki circles. Um, it's starting to come out everywhere. And a lot of it is people like telling each other to get a job and getting in arguments over that. Say, get a job, bro, get a job. Feels kind of like a waste of time to have arguments like that. And of course, the whole neat subreddit hates red. None of them like red. It's kind of meh. I love how the job memes still get downvoted to oblivion, though. Yeah, the job memers. Oh, I see. Yeah, I've never really read the neat subreddit too actively just because I'm not like a big Reddit user. Um, I've never really liked Reddit very much. There's a lot of like structural things about Reddit I really don't like. Um, a lot of it is name fagging. A lot of name fagging on Reddit. Hmm. Go to the gym, bro. I'm thinking of making a video called that. Because I'm starting to run out of ideas. Uh, but I do have an idea. I want to make a video called, in all caps, just go to the gym, bro. Where I kind of dismantle the meme that you have to go to the gym to be happy and stuff. It's like, if you have like a mental illness, you're not going to cure it by just going to the gym. There's a lot of people who say that that's the only thing you can just reach your full potential, bro. It's like, what does that even mean? But they say these things that like the reason why we say it's shallow isn't because it's always even bad advice. It's just that it's stuff people have all said over and over and over again. And so like everyone knows to do those things. But you're just saying it like it's a new thing. It feels kind of shallow, like disingenuous. Um, I only made a Reddit account when I found out there were R9K users there. I see. Um, yeah, I don't. I wish 8chan R9K would come back. I always liked reading that. I saw people post me on R9K a few times. I thought that was funny. There was some guy on there who said I sounded like a gay person from Portland. I've never even been to Portland, let alone live anywhere close to there. I'm from the South. But there was a guy who thought I sounded like I was from Portland and was gay. I thought that was a really funny thing, a really funny thing to say. I wish I had it screenshotted from R9K. But one thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of 4chan archives, but there's not a lot of 8chan archives. And I think maybe people feel like they won't have the money, they won't have the money to host 8chan archives or something. Star, have you ever been to any normie parties from school? No, I haven't been invited to anything like that. I feel like, do people go to parties? Like, I've never heard of anyone having a party before. Like, when I first got into high school, well, no, that's not true. First got into middle school, um, one of the things that the elementary school teachers had been saying when we went to go visit the middle school was that everything's going to change now and you're going to start getting invited to parties and stuff. And I went to that middle school for 2 years and no one had a party, not a single person. And then when I first got into high school, in my freshman year, I was only there for a few months, but no one had any parties. Um, and now in high school now, I'm just stuck in this one room doing credit recovery. So I have no idea. I have no idea if people have parties at this school. I don't know. They probably, some of them probably have them, but it feels like a meme. Like it doesn't feel like something people do. It sounds like something everyone says people do, but I never see it. High schoolers' red cup parties must surely be a meme. I agree. What do you think normies do? I don't know what normies do. I don't really understand them very much. It seems like they just kind of talk to people and do their work. A lot of them play video games now. Like there's these black people in my class who always talk about Call of Duty, and they're all like, one of them came in and he was like screaming, like audibly screaming at the top of his lungs about the new Call of Duty, and he was talking to everyone about it. I think they eat a lot of Chinese food because I keep overhearing these conversations in my class about Chinese food, and They talk about it every day, but they can't even get the name of the restaurant right. They all just call it Hong Kong. The restaurant is not called Hong Kong, but that's what they all call it. Uh, so I guess they eat and talk to people. I think that's what they do. I don't really understand it, no, though. Um, Europeans buy red Solo cups as souvenirs when they visit America. What the fuck? At least in my area, they go to a lot of parties. They get fucked up on alcohol and then they flirt with each other. How do they flirt? I don't understand how people flirt. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe it's one of those cultural things. It just doesn't make sense. Red, red Solo cups are those little red plastic cups that are in all of the films of you can find them at stores all the time. It's poor people use those because they can't wash dishes. Um, let's see, me neither. I don't understand flirting. Like, to me, in order to talk to someone, I have to have something in common with them. If I don't have something in common with you, what am I gonna say? Now, maybe normies just have a lot of stuff in common with one another, but it feels like Chads lie a lot. Like, that's the vibe I get. Like, to me, the way that Chads get so many girls is that I think they lie. Like they try to make themselves look cooler than they actually are, and they, try and like pretend to be interested in what the girl is interested in in order to date them. Because I've seen a lot of these pickup artist guys on YouTube. Um, Chads are all talk, no substance. I agree. But I've seen a lot of these pickup artist guys on YouTube, and one of like the main things that they tend to say is that you have to manipulate the girl basically. They don't even some of them use the word manipulate, but it's basically what they're saying is that you have to present yourself as this alpha male, larger than life. You have to pretend to be interested in the things they're interested in. Just really horrible things to do to another person, you know? Extreme dishonesty. And I mean, it's a way to get laid. It's possible. I mean, incels, if you want to do it, I mean, it's there, but it's really terrible stuff to do to somebody. A couple of Chads have admitted to me that they straight up act when talking to women. They use that word act. Yeah, it's there's no empathy in it, you know? Think about how you would feel if you were on the other end of that conversation. If you were the girl, I know this is hard to imagine. If you were the girl who was being talked to and you really liked this guy because suddenly he seemed to have so many of your interests and he was so larger than life and so cool, and you feel intimate enough with them, you trust them enough because they present this great person to you to have sex with you. You trust them enough to do that because they presented themselves as the person who you want. They know who you want. And so that's what you think they are. And then when all is said and done, they just ghost you because it was all an act. It was all a lie. How do you think that other person feels? They might be devastated, maybe not all of them, but they would probably be at least a little bit sad. Like, you never know who you're doing these things to. You never know who they are. You don't know what their backstory is. You're just using them. You're just using them for your own gain. It's really gross. I don't like stuff like that. Modern dating is a nightmare, so artificial. Yeah, I just wish people would tell the truth more. People, I don't, people do such bad things all the time. Like, to me at least, it's important not to lie. You should never lie to people. I've done it. I've done it in the past a number of times, but I don't think people should lie. Because basically what it is that it's a manipulation. You're just using people at that point. It's difficult to be truthful. I understand lying. maybe it's difficult to be truthful about like yourself and your interests and stuff if you're nervous about it. But if those things come up, just dodge the conversation or just don't pretend, you know? What's your favorite movie? My favorite film is Densha Otoko, otherwise known as Train Man. I like Train Man a lot. Um, my other favorite movie is Love and Pop by Hideaki Anno. But yeah, Train Man is basically this romance movie about this really nerdy guy who saves this girl from being groped on a train, and then he ends up getting into a relationship with her or getting invited to dinner with her. And so he goes on 2chan, the Japanese image board website, and he's asking all these people on 2chan advice for when he's going to meet this girl. And the movie's really funny. Like, there's a lot of creative scenes in it, a lot of really awkward and funny scenes of him with the girl, but it's based on a true story of an otaku who rescued a girl from being groped on a train. So, um, it's a great film. I like it a lot. There's a manga of the movie. There's a book that the real life guy wrote. But he's still happily married with her, and it's quite cute. I always, when I watch that movie, I watched that movie like 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago. Um, I kind of dreamed that I would get like an IRL scenario like that. I could just like save this random person and have the most romantic story. No, I really like romance movies a lot. I'm not a particularly romantic person. Like, all the relationships I've been in, there wasn't a big spark, and I wasn't really consistent. Um, but I'm not a very romantic person, but I really like romance movies a lot. I love like seeing like especially when they're genuine, like genuine movies, like they don't try to play up the they don't try to play up like the sexual parts, and they don't try to make it like too unrealistic, like to where you get like this really good sense that the characters love each other. I love watching TV shows and movies that are like that because it just gives me so many feels. Like when I watched Densha Otoko, I actually cried 2 times. And maybe it's because it was a true story that it makes it even more impactful. But the movie is done so well, like the execution is so good that I got really emotional when I watched it. And I like audibly laughed like multiple times. Like Japanese comedy doesn't usually make me laugh a whole bunch, but that's one of the examples that did. You should watch Punch Drunk Love. It's my favorite movie. I think you've told me to watch that movie a couple times. I just haven't watched it yet. I watch it. A lot of people have told me to watch it. I can actually still see through my hair even though I have my hair over my face. It's kind of cool. Punch Drunk Love has a comedian as the main character, right? I don't really remember who the main actor is. Hmm. I remember I had a friend. Yeah, oh, it's Adam Sandler. Yeah, 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 yeah. I like how 3 different people in the chat said Adam Sandler all at once. His best performance, I see. It's funny. One of the only Adam Sandler movies that I like is actually Click. I don't know if you guys remember Click, but it's basically he gets this like remote that like takes him back in time or something like that. I haven't seen the movie in like 8 years, so I have no idea how I would feel about it now, but it was a very emotional movie to me at the time, at least. Maybe I'd feel differently. Maybe I'd feel differently if I watched it now, but from what I remember, I still think it's a great movie. Ugh. Yeah, DZ says I remember Click. It's a fun film. You know, Adam Sandler's in a lot of bad movies. You see, it's funny. I actually liked I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. Like a lot of people hate that movie. A lot of people think it wasn't funny. I thought it was really funny. I actually watched that movie again. I was gonna say recently, but it was like 2 years ago. I watched the movie again, um, and it still held up. It still held up last time I checked, at least. Who the fuck is Matt? Okay, what's going on? Oh, it's an email. Hazim Yassin has subscribed to you on YouTube. There seems to be a number of Middle Eastern people who watch my YouTube videos. I think that's very interesting. There's a lot of Russians who watch my YouTube videos. You know, when I go to the analytics on my YouTube channel, I just see United States, Canada, UK, Germany, you know, the typical countries that you would expect, the Anglosphere. But the people who like comment more, and the people who tend to be in the live chats are very diverse. They're from all kinds of countries. And it feels like the YouTube analytics don't really reflect that. Um, YouTube has a lot of weird stuff going on. Like now, one of the things I have to do is that I have to specify on every video that I upload if it's intended for kids or not. Um, Russia seems like a really depressing country to live in. It probably depends. It probably depends on what your occupation is and what your life is. Like, um, it's probably depressing if you like have to get a job because the wages are pretty low and you don't really have access to super quality housing. And like there's basically no need box. If you're mentally ill, they don't really care. Hell, disabled people, they don't really care. Like you can be like disabled there and you won't even get pensions, you know, which is really terrible. Um, Russian bros are pretty base though. I've had a few IRL friends from uni who are Russian. They do seem very based. I've talked to people online who are Russian, but um, yeah, no, they seem like really genuine, good-hearted people, but it seems like there's a lot of problems there, which is kind of sad because, like, I love the way Russia looks. I love the architecture. I love the weather. The language is really beautiful. Just a really pretty place. I like how gray and kind of washed out it looks. But if if you have to work for a living, which is most people, then it's gotta be a terrible situation to be in. And also there's glopniks. You guys know about glopniks? They're basically just these kind of it's like a more pathetic version of a gangster, maybe. I don't know. I went to Poland once and I fucking loved the Soviet architecture there. Yeah, it's really beautiful stuff. I want to go to Slovakia. Slovakia, I think, has some of the coolest brutalist architecture there is. There's like all kinds of just amazing looking buildings in Slovakia. I want to go there. Um, I'm gonna do a Slovakia vlog one day. One day when I do that, it'll be a great YouTube video. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry actually held up pretty well in my opinion. I don't think anyone is going to agree with that. I have weird taste in movies. I don't know what my movie taste is. Adam Sandler's also really good in Reign Over Me. Such a shame that he's such a sellout because he's actually talented. Yeah, like it's weird because like he can have good performances, but he just takes he just takes the worst movies to make money. Like he had like a movie on Netflix recently that I watched a little bit of that was like terrible. I don't remember what it was called. I want to live in Kaliningrad, ex-capital of Prussia. Nice. Um, my media taste is non-existent. I think you have kind of a media taste. Like at least like from the YouTube videos that you do, like it feels like you like a specific kind of cartoon and video game. I don't know about your movie taste, so you don't really talk about movies on your channel. I think that'd be kind of fun if you did like DZ Dog, if you did like movie videos. Like every now and again, like have a couple different things that you don't have enough to say about, but you just do like little like 1 minute, 3 minute reviews of, and then like compile those into one video, kind of like what you do with the Variety Pack series. I think those would be fun. Adam is in Uncut Gems, which is coming out this year, and it looks great. Huh, I don't really keep up with movie news, so that's good to know. Mm, mm. I made a video about DZ Dog a long time ago. I made a video about his channel. Mm. I should revisit that. I should watch that again sometime. Mm. I think maybe this muscle relaxant that I'm having to take now for my back pain, I think maybe it's making me tired because I've been like a lot more tired ever since I got that back back pain medicine. So maybe I think it's good it's helping me sleep. I remember Davu's YouTube series about wanting to find out why he doesn't like action movies. I love that series. That series was really good. I wish Davu would have kept up so many of his videos, but he wanted to become like a industry game designer guy. And so in my opinion, like a lot of his best videos, he's just privated now. They're just gone. So, you know. I've done a few movie reviews, but my taste is all over the place. It's a mix of normie trash and weird indie stuff. Nice. Yeah, I'd be kind of cool to see you make like a movie 3 by 3 of all of your favorites. I think that would be fun to see which ones those are. Devu, a name I haven't heard in a while. Yeah, me neither. Devu is one of my favorite channels. He used to be one of my favorite channels. He has a very weird vibe. He has an air about him, a sense that like his videos were very creative. He the kind of things he chose to talk about, the way that he talked about him, it felt different than any other channel on YouTube. Yeah, he went down the normie path. Rip kind of stopped listening to the PCP when he became less of a regular. I never liked him on the PCP. I thought he was always really bad on the show. Um, his vlogs are kind of okay, but a lot of his vlogs are just kind of annoying to listen to. Um, I've always just liked his videos. I'm kind of with Endless Jess, where Endless Jess says that Devu should have never been on the PCP, and I kind of agree with him. Um, it's interesting. The Devu had this like top 10 Endless Jest videos that he did in like 2014. And in that video, like he has like, oh, the Endless Jest Tony Hawk video is one of the best ones. And like so many of the clips that he had in that video and so many of the videos he talked about were like the only place that you could find any clips of those videos because all of them had been deleted and I don't know why Jesse does this, but he deletes his best videos, in my opinion. Like, he keeps up the ones that he thinks are the best. But, like, a lot of my favorite videos from him, like the just irreverent vlogs of him, like, screaming about stuff in his room, those were my favorite videos. And he always deletes those because he doesn't feel like they're proper products. Um, and it's really annoying. I don't know how normie it is to be a game dev. I think Hebe Chico was referring to the fact that he had to private and delete so much of his stuff in order to become a game dev. I think that's what he means. He mentioned it to avoid normies ruining his comment section with quotes from his videos, if I recall correctly, mentioned in one of the PCP episodes. Endless Jess, I mean. I see. Um, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Uh, but at the same time, like a lot of those videos weren't even like particularly popular topics. They were just kind of things that he did. So I don't know. Just go to the gym, bro. Just go to the gym, bro. See, if Endless Jess went to the gym, he wouldn't have deleted those videos. No, if Endless Jess got laid, he wouldn't have deleted those videos. It's funny because I keep getting this comment on the video where I was really sad about having to go to school. It was called like I want out is what it was called, I think. And I got like five different comments from the same guy. Just get rich, bro. Yeah, just become self-made, man. But I got this comment, like five different comments from the same guy telling me to get laid, and he said like you either become a failure or you aren't, just get laid. Like it was like the typical, like really stereotypical like bad advice you would hear from a guy like this. And he said it like five different times telling me to get laid, and he said I wouldn't be depressed if I got laid. It was really funny. I should have made a video about it. Like I should have made a video highlighting the comments, but I don't want to do that at the same time because I feel like if I do that, people are going to start leaving those comments just in order to get their own videos. And then my comment section will be clogged up with people saying stuff like that. I like making videos about like the big comments that I get, just making videos as responses to them. The thing is that I'm not really smart enough to get enough ideas just from reading comments. I've done that a couple times. Like there's a couple comments I've gotten where I've made entire videos just responding to them. And I like doing that because it feels like it kind of encourages people to leave longer comments. And I like it when people share their ideas and stuff. Um, let's see here. I wonder what Endless Jess is up to. I hope he's okay. Last time I checked, he was like he had to like live out of hotels and stuff in order to like keep in touch with his family because he's like helping his family with some kind of stuff. I don't really remember. Don't really remember what that was about. Um, he got like kicked out of his house, or his family got kicked out of his house. I don't know what happened. I don't really keep up with the lore. It's probably in his Discord. Like he has a Patreon Discord. I don't I'm not subscribed on Patreon because I spend all of my money in real life on important necessities and that kind of stuff. Jessless end, yes. Well, unless any of you guys have anything you want me to talk about or something to say, I think I'm going to go now. Um, I can't really think of anything else to talk about. So, thank you all for coming out to the live stream as usual. Um, I always appreciate I always appreciate listening to feedback and having the people give me things to talk about because without those of you who watch these streams, I would not be able to go on for as long as I do. You guys really supply most of the ideas, so thank you. Jess has a lot of potential to be like famous. I think he does too. It's just that his videos are very mainstream and normie tier, but they're not YouTube videos like that can be easily marketed. Glad to chat with you. It's always a fun time. Yeah, you too, DZ Dog. We gotta do a stream together on your channel at some point. You have my Skype, so hopefully we can do like some kind of collab on your channel soon. Night Star, good night. Goodbye, Molly Boom. Goodbye to Hibicika. I will see you all later.